Hello, I'm Fiona from ShiFio's Patterns, and today we're going to be doing the eyes for the owl cocoon. For this project you will need a 4mm crochet hook, a darning needle and scissors. And I have used Baby Bonus, Baby Yellow, Baby Bonus, Baby Blue. I don't have the label for this one, but it is Hayfield Bonus Black, Baby Bonus, Baby Mint, Hayfield Bonus Double Knitting in Iced Pink, and Baby Bonus Baby Elephant. This yarn is actually not the yarn I used for the original. I couldn't get it, it's slightly darker. Plus I also used Baby Bonus White. So for this you're going to use a total of 17 grams of double knitting yarn, and the tension for this project is 9 trebles by 4 rows in 5 centimeters, and you may need to check your hook size to make sure you get this tension. You will also be using these colours for the breastplate, the eyes and the wings. So we're going to start with the eyepiece. You're going to make 2 of these, and we're going to start with the black yarn. Just pull a length out. Okay, so I'm going to make a loop around my finger and then push the yarn through, insert my hook and pull to tighten, if my fingers let me do it. Then we're going to start with 4 chain and slip stitch to join to make a circle. And slip stitch to join. So for round 1 it is 3 chain and then 11 trebles into the ring and slip stitch to join. Now, as I said in the previous video, I like to do an invisible 3 chain. At the start of our projects, usually a 3 chain is taken as a treble, and this way is just neater. So you insert your hook into the middle of the circle, yarn over hook and pull through like you're making a double crochet. Then you want to insert your hook between the 2 loops. You can see the photo in the top right hand corner to show you. So then you go yarn over hook and pull through. So now we're going to do our 11 trebles into the ring and count them as you go along, because it's black yarn and it's quite hard to do afterwards. And I like to lie the yarn over my hook, like take it along the back of the circle so we're incorporating the tail. See there, it's lying over my hook, so we're incorporating it into the circle as we make our trebles. Okay, so as I said, count it as you go along, so you should have 12 stitches in total. We're now going to slip stitch to join. And then this little hole here, if you've done the tail as I showed you, if you pull it, it closes up the gap. So round 2, you do your 3 chain to start off with, or your invisible 3 chain. So you make your double crochet, you put your hook between the loops, yarn over hook and pull through, yarn over hook and pull through. As I say, there is a photo tutorial on our website to show this in more detail. So next we're going to do a treble into the base of the 3 chain. Then we're going to do 2 trebles into each stitch until the end. and count it as you go along. There should be 24 stitches. Okay, so that's round 2 done. So that's 24 stitches. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of the beginning 3 chain. Okay, so now we're going to change yarn to the iced pink. So I'm going to break the yarn and cut the yarn. Right. So what we do is we have our black loop on the hook. We put our pink yarn over the hook and we pull it through. Then we take the 2 ends on the one side, the 2 tails, and we pull them to tighten, and then we pull the length of yarn to tighten as well. Okay, so I like to leave the 2 tail ends over the back of the previous round so I can incorporate them and I don't have to sew them in. So for round 3, we're going to do the invisible 3 chain again. Obviously, if you prefer, you can just do that 3 chain. So you make your double crochet, you stick your hook between the loops, yarn over hook and pull through, yarn over hook and pull through. So then we're going to do 1 treble into the base of the 3 chain. Then we're going to 1 treble into the next stitch. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but the 2 tails lie across my hook, so I'm kind of incorporating them in so that I don't have to sew them. So then we're going to do 2 trebles into the next stitch. So again, I've got the ends lying over my hook when I do this. And then we do 1 treble into the next stitch, and we repeat 2 trebles into next stitch and 1 treble into the next stitch to the end. So that says completed round 3. So I like to check the stitch count before I slip stitch. So it's 36 stitches and I've already checked it, so I will go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the beginning 3 chain. Right, and just cut off these ends. I love embroidery stitches because they're so pointy at the end, you can get really close in when cutting off ends. Okay, so we're going to change to the grey yarn. So you're going to put the yarn over the hook and pull through the loop to join it, and then you pull the tails to tighten. Okay, so for round 4, we're going to start with 1 chain and then 2 double crochet into the, well, it'll be the first stitch to start off with, and then 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Again, I've got the tails lying over my hook while I do this, so I incorporate them in and I don't have to sew them. So it's 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and we'll just repeat that until the end. So that is the end of round 4. I'm just going to cut off these ends here. So I like to count them before I slip stitch to join. Obviously it's much easier because you can see the start and the end. You should have 48 stitches and I have already counted them, so I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the beginning double crochet. Okay, next we're going to change to the mint yarn, so I'm just going to cut this off. and get the baby mint out. So again, what we do is we put the yarn over the hook, pull through the loop, pull the tail ends to tighten it, and pull the yarn to tighten as well. So round 5 is 3 chain or invisible 3 chain. So you make your double crochet, put your hook between the 2 loops, yarn over hook, pull through, yarn over hook, pull through. So then we're going to do a 1 treble into the base of the 3 chain, and then 1 treble into the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then the repeat pattern is 2 trebles into next stitch, 1 treble into next 3 stitches until the end. Okay, so that's the end of round 5. I'm just going to cut off the ends here. Again, you should have 60 stitches, so just count it here and then slip stitch into the top of the beginning 3 chain. So don't break yarn at this point. We're going to do what I like to call the bridge, because I think of it as a bridge of the nose. So you do your 3 chain or invisible 3 chain, and then you do 1 treble into the next 7 stitches, so that you've got 8 stitches in total. And then you would break your yarn and leave a long tail for sewing the 2 bridge sections together. Five, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we'll leave a long tail. So now we're going to sew these 2 bridge sections together. As I like to think of it as the bridge of the nose, and this is where the beak is going to be sewed onto. Yeah. Okay, so now that we've sewn the 2 bridge sections together, we're going to take our baby bonus baby blue and we're going to rejoin it to do the edging. So I'll just pull some out here. So, right, we take our hook and we put the hook in to the first stitch after the bridge, so not that one, but that one. So we lay the yarn over the hook, pull through, pull the 2 tail ends together to tighten again. So round 1 is 1 chain and then 1 double crochet into next 2 stitches, and again I'm going to lay the tails over my hook so they're incorporated in, so I don't have to sew them in. So, and then it's 2 DC into next stitch, 1 DC into next 4 stitches, and you do that 10 times in total. So we'll do 2 DCs into the next stitch, and then 1 DC into the next 4 stitches, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it done twice. So I'll need to do it another 8 more times. Okay, so we've done those 10 repeats. So now we do 1 DC into the same stitch as the bridge, right there. and then it's 2 DCs into the side of the treble from the bridge, and then it's 1 DC into the middle, and then it's 2 DCs into the treble row from the bridge again, and then we have 1 DC into the same stitch as the bridge there. Okay, so we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a repeat again of the 2 double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches, and that would be done 10 times in total. So again, I've done it twice, so you'd repeat it 8 more times. Okay, so now we've done the 10 repeats of the 2 DC into next stitch, 1 DC into next 4 stitches. So we are going to do 1 DC into the same stitch as the bridge, 2 DCs into the side of the treble, if I can get my hook through, 1 DC into the middle, then 2 DCs into the side of the treble, bit fiddly, and then 1 DC into the same stitch as the bridge. There. So then I would count the stitches again, so that should be 138 stitches, and then I would slip stitch into the top of the beginning double crochet. Okay, so we're now going to change to the baby yellow yarn. Just pull some yarn out. So I'm going to put the yarn over the hook and pull through. Then pull the tail ends to tighten and the yarn to tighten. So round 2 of the edging. I'm just going to cut off the blue here. So round 2 we do 1 chain and then 1 double crochet into next 2 stitches, and then we're going to do the repeat of 2 double crochet into next stitch and 1 double crochet into next 5 stitches, and that's to be done 10 times in total. So that's 2 double crochet into next stitch, 1 double crochet into next 5 stitches. So again, I've done it twice here, so then it would be another 8 on top of that one. So next we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 9 stitches, and then Get some more yarn. We're going to do 2 double crochet into next stitch, 1 double crochet into next 5 stitches, and we're going to do that 10 times in total. Okay, so we're going to do 1 double crochet into next 7 stitches there, and when I get to the end I'm going to count them before I slip stitch, and there should be 158 stitches in total. And then I'll slip stitch into the top of the beginning double crochet. Right, now we're going to change to the white yarn. So I'll just pull a length out. So I'm going to lay the yarn over our hook, pull through, pull the 2 tail ends to tighten, and the yarn to tighten. So last round we're going to do 1 chain, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet into each stitch to end. Then we're going to slip stitch into the beginning double crochet. Okay, so then you want to slip stitch into the top of the beginning double crochet, and then you need to leave a really long tail for sewing it onto the cocoon. There we go, just cut the yarn, and that's the eyepiece made. I'll just cut off the ends at the back here now, and then I would just sew in the original black tail piece. I'll do that after. Yeah. So that's it done. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for the next video sections coming, the breastplate and the wings and the beak. Thank you.